all. It's good to hear with us. Yep. Thank you. Now we can start with our technical stack, how we are going to cover and a Fusion technical side. First, we'll see, our agenda, what the topics we are going to cover in our, this during the demo. First, we'll see, what is the Fusion applications and Oracle Fusion application architecture. We'll see some brief about of how the architecture is designed from Oracle side, and we'll see the various cloud deployment options and how to start our Fusion applications, and we'll see some types of cloud services. And here the Fusion reporting tools, the exact the technical stack will come into picture here. What are the technical topics we are going to cover in our training sessions, and like BIs, OTBIs, and the forest reporting stacks. And we'll see FBDAs and OIC integration topics, what are in detail topics we are going to cover, and how security are implemented for us, and we can compare it from Autovell versus our Fusion applications, and how these customizations and personalizations are enhanced in our Fusion applications, and what are the limits and all we'll see. And we'll see how the workflows are implemented, and we'll compare
Good morning, everyone.
versus with our Fusion applications. Okay, we'll see one by one these topics in our during demo. Okay, first, what is a Fusion applications? Can anyone define? Can anyone define what is our Fusion applications?
No, Vijay, you go ahead. We don't have
Yeah.
that much time. Continue. Okay.
No problem. Okay, here what is our Fusion applications? Nothing but a Fusion application is described as built on best business process and the built on open standard based platforms. Nothing but whatever Oracle does have an applications like Oracle e-business suite, which is a proprietary application for us, right? We are very familiar with a EBS application, and the way we do have PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Siebel, and Oracle On Demand. These are applications are familiar with e-business suite, are familiar with something SCM, PeopleSoft like finance, Siebel is something rated for customer. Oracle On Demand is nothing but something users applications and all. Like this, Oracle does have familiar with some of these special tracks, right? So these are the business applications, and these business applications are integrated with these open platforms like Sova Suite, WebLogic Server, JDeveloper, BI, and Web Center Portal, Identity Management, Web Center content. Okay, these two processes are built in a single place, nothing but in a Fusion application. These two are deployed in a Fusion application. These two features are deployed into one of the place, which is the cloud. Nothing but a Fusion applications. Just Oracle is providing a subscription for us, so that just we are utilizing their services based on from Fusion side. And these processors, whatever business process and the platforms are deployed into various deployment options like public cloud, private, and on-premise applications. On-premise applications, nothing but whatever we are using as of now, e-business suite, which is Autovell application, which is complete on-premise application. Now in coming across, we'll see what is public cloud and the private cloud. Okay, so by these Fusion applications, we can enable a quick configuration of user interface, and the business objects, and the business process, and the business logic, and we can very easily reuse of system and technologies. And when we compare with our EBS Autovell system, it's very easy of managing applications. Okay, and if you see very briefly architecture design, here we do have 3 layers: Oracle Fusion applications product families, and the middleware, and on Oracle database. Here the product families contain all your applications related like financials, projects, setups, and HCM, procurement, whatever applications are there, it's contained in the top layer. And the middleware layer is contain Oracle Enterprise Scheduler and Fusion middleware extensions for applications and search framework. And this is one of the subcomponent. And we do have middleware components for business intelligence and secure enterprises, web gates, and data integrators, and EDF component, and the web center component, and policies components. Those are defined in our middleware components, and these middleware components are integrated with a WebLogic server. The last layer, which is Oracle database. Okay, here we do have Oracle Fusion middleware schemas as well as Oracle Fusion application schema. Here Fusion application schema is nothing but again it's integrated with our Fusion product families. If you are going to deploy any custom applications, there we are going to use Oracle Fusion middleware schemas. At that moment, this Fusion middleware schemas come into picture. Here, each one of the layer, okay, will communicate with a grid control, Oracle Enterprise Manager grid control. This is the best feature where if application is down from anywhere, it will give an alert or send an alert to the respective team. So on so application and so on so component and so on so layer is set down in the grid control level. Okay, this is somewhat architecture design of our Fusion application. And if you see some of the application product families here, we do have HCM and financial management, project financial management, procurement, and SCM supply chains, and whatever it may be. Day by day, our Oracle is enhancing these product families. For example, if you see HCM, under HCM, we do have n number of offerings are available, like work lives, workforce, talent management, like that. In the same way, HCM we do have logistics, procurement, order management, and supply chain planning. All supply chain related products are available under supply chain management product family. The way other than this product families, we do have functional setup manager and the dashboards, KPIs, and extensibility framework. These two are especially for setups and related, and for personalization related things. Oracle is maintaining a separate product family for setup and maintenance, and for customizations of our existing framework. These two are special product families other than application related product families, nothing but the business applications. Okay. Here we do have the choice of deployment options. In the very first slide we could see, right, the best business process and the business platforms, right? So how they are deployed in our cloud. Like we do have public cloud, private cloud, and on-premise systems we do have here. The public cloud is nothing but here the data center, whatever the middle, we do have the box which is contains the data center, and here you could see various business partners, A, B, C, D, E, something, we could see various business partners, and the data center is nothing but completely hosting by Oracle itself. Just here, whatever we are able to see, the business partners are taking a subscription from the Oracle data center, and they are having an ability to manage the applications. That's it. Simply, they are taking a subscription from Oracle, and they are utilizing our business application services. That's it. If any changes are required in the data center, let's assume a business partner wants some business requirement change. Nothing but they are requesting some enhancement request to the respective application. Okay. Now the A business partner is requesting a request to the Oracle. Okay. Then Oracle will analyze that and they will try to implement enhancements request on certain application. If Oracle is implemented that request or whatever change, the new feature is implemented in their latest releases, whatever they are implemented, okay, those changes will automatically applicable to irrespective of the other business partners. Along with A, the other business partners are also able to see the changes because we are in public cloud. Okay. Whereas the private cloud is nothing but here the data center is restricted with the business partners. There itself, if A wants to the same business change, then A only see the respective change, others cannot be changed. The way Oracle is restricting in the private cloud. Nothing but the on-premises nothing but everything is hosted by the organization itself. Just Oracle is providing an application and they are providing support for the application, and everything is maintaining by on-premise, like hardware, software licenses and support that you buy and host at one or more of your sites. So whatever we are working with the EBS application, we are very familiar with our on-premise systems. Just we are buying on our Autovell application from Oracle, and they are providing the support from their application, and whatever hardware services and the DBA task, everything is maintained by organization itself, which is in on-premise systems. Okay. Here we do have types of cloud services, like on-premises, like we do have software as a service, which is SaaS application. Software as a service, which is SaaS application. In this model, all layers like applications, the data, the runtime, the middleware, operating systems, servers, storages, networking, everything is hosting and managing by Oracle itself. There is no organization involvement here. Everything is maintaining by Oracle itself. Just we are taking a subscription from Oracle and we are using their application for our business requirements, which is in a SaaS model. Whereas platform as a service, here applications and data is maintaining by organization. Here you could say we are managing applications and data is maintaining the organization. The rest of layers, the runtime, the middleware, operating systems and servers and storage and the networking, these are maintained by Oracle, and the applications and data is maintained by organization itself. The reason here, whatever we are requesting the changes, directly we can deploy to our respective servers. And one more model we do have IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. Here we do have applications, data, the runtime, the middleware, operating systems. These layers are maintained by organization. The rest of layers, mostly server, storage and networking, is maintained by Oracle itself. And the last, on-premise. So here again we are very familiar with these services. Here everything is hosted by our organization itself. Applications, data, server, storage, networking, operating system, everything. Just Oracle will provide an application and they are providing support. That's it, in on-premise model. Okay, this is something we do have various cloud services in our Fusion applications. Okay. Here something we do have a special component in our Fusion applications like function setup manager. Whereas when you compare with our on-premise application or our Autovell system, okay, we do have if business wants to implement a complete procure to pay cycle, or order management or order to cash cycle. So how they are implementing in our Autovell system is nothing but they are trying to connecting to various responsibilities, and those various responsibilities are assigning to various users, and they are working with the setups and everything, right? That are complete multitasking functionality in our Autovell system. Whereas in our Fusion system, Oracle has implemented a new feature, which is function setup manager in our Fusion application. By using function setup manager, we can set up a complete implementations of our business requirements like financial, sales, workforce deployments, SCM, HCM, whatever it may be. The complete setups we can do, with the multi users at a time against your business requirements. Okay, by using function setup manager, we can set up anything. Okay, now our Fusion technical topics, what we are going to cover in our complete training sessions, we'll see the report developments. Here we do have various reports like BAP publisher reports. Here these BAP publisher reports, something same as your Autovell reports, but Oracle has implemented many new features when we compare with our Autovell BAP reports. Okay? It's very easy to integrate with third-party systems, whatever we are developed BAP reports. And the OTBI reports, which is, Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence reports, which is completely depends on, subject areas, which is complete view objects. If anyone does have the knowledge of this OAF and the ADF, they are very good to know what are the view objects and how they are implemented. Okay, by using view objects, we are trying to develop a OTBI reports, which is provides, real-time result for end users. And the FRS reports, this FRS reports tool is nothing but an Hyperion tool, which is integrated with our Fusion applications, especially for GL financial statements. Okay, and we'll see the complete security and roles, how security is implemented and what are the roles for required for, whereas for technicals or functionals, and as a technical people, what are the roles and what are the security concepts we need to know. Those things we'll see. And we'll see the most important process, everyday process, file based data import, nothing but for inbound patterns. Okay, how the data will be, pushed into our Oracle systems from third-party systems. We'll see the complete scenarios of the VLA process and SCM data loaders. Again, how we are migrating from on-premise systems data to our, Oracle systems, like employees related data and whatever it may be. We'll see the spreadsheet data loader and HDL data loader. We'll see, and the for Oracle Fusion application, the backbone application is, Oracle Integration Cloud, which is we are communicating from source systems to our Oracle system with help of, Oracle Integration Cloud, which is a kind of PaaS solution or a OIC tool, like a middleware component. So whatever we do have, the SOVA middleware component is there. The SOVA application is replaced with Oracle Integration Cloud Service. The OIC application itself does have, around 80 plus adapters, nothing but 80 plus connections. It will connect to the various systems. Okay, and we'll see, the customizations and extensions like the application composer activities and the page composer activities. With the help of these two tools, we can enhance or we can customize or extend our Fusion applications in a certain limits. And we'll see, in details of security and roles content. Here we will have the topics for security and the roles. We could see, the standard roles overview, how to create the user with the basic roles, and how can we customize the standard roles, and how can we create the custom roles, and we'll see what are the auto provision roles and what are the roles required for Oracle Integration Cloud Services, and how the security context is implemented for, AR customers, suppliers, general ledgers, inventories, and so on. These topics, will completely covered in our security and the roles topic. Now this is BA publisher report content. Okay, in detail, we'll see, catalog overview and wizard report development and various data model properties. And we could see various report and layout properties of your BAP publishers. And we'll see what are the various data set properties and the manual layouts development. Like here, mostly I'm going to cover, e-text templates. And whatever we are using the normal convention of RTF, those are very familiar everyone. Apart from this, I will show you how to work on the complete e-text developments by using manual layout developments. That is most important for us in our Fusion applications, because by using BAP reports, we are sending an output to the third-party systems, and the third-party systems are expecting the data in a comma separated, or they're expecting delimited options. The way I'm going to cover mostly into e-text templates, and we'll see what various LOBs is providing for us for report development, and we'll see the bursting options, and we are comparing with whatever systems with our Fusion system, and what are the main features are implemented in our Fusion system. And we'll see standard report customizations. Okay, and we'll see various deployment options of our BAP reports, and whatever concurrent jobs are there in our RTL system, here they are introduced with an ESS jobs. We'll see how we do register ESS job, and we'll see, you know, various LOVs and the scheduling part. Here we do not have any PL/SQL concept because we are in a SaaS application. In a over internet itself, we are writing our SQL statements. Okay, so if we do have complex requirement to develop an BAP report, it's not possible to write with a single SQL statement with our normal convention way. So to avoid that, I'm going to cover how to use a with class in our SQL statement with the real-time scenarios. Just we are breaking into our SQL statements into some of the parts, and it's very easiest way to debug if we have any issues in further, or if you do have a length of SQL statement, it's very easier to debug when we implement a with class feature. As I said, we'll see eText report development for PBR, and we'll see Excel layout development. Here Excel layout development also most important feature, because in our Fusion application, especially for the BAP reports, very rare scenarios we are going to use RTFs, okay, but frequently we are going to use, you know, Excel layouts in order to apply, you know, these formulas, filters, and end user calculations. And this is OTBA report technical in details. Here OTBA overviews and how we are going to develop analysis and analysis properties, the dashboard prompts and their properties, and we'll see how to develop a dashboards and something GUI based reports with master details, and we'll see how they are implemented alerts using narrative views. This is most important feature for us in our OTBA reports. And we'll see the scheduling. Here scheduling part is, you know, somewhat different when we compare with the BAP reports. And action links, just we are, you know, redirecting to third-party URLs by using action links, or we are, you know, master detailed reports we are implementing by using action links. And we'll see the important feature again, drill down with the deep links for an application. Okay, if you want to see journals or invoices or fixed assets, whatever it may be, okay, when you click on that invoice number, it will directly, you know, redirect into your Fusion application against your payables, against your invoice number. And we'll see how to integrate our OTBA or BAP reports to the home dashboard screen. When you movement connect your SaaS application, very first in the home screen itself, you could see your OTBA reports. There itself, the end user can access your OTBA reports and perform their analysis over there. Okay, these are related to OTBA report technical stack. And this is everyday process. So everyday process, especially for the inbound pattern. Okay, here we'll cover, you know, everyday overview with the various business entities. So here the various business entities I'm going to cover, you know, GL import everyday process, and this GL import everyday reprocess with the real-time scenarios. So what are the errors or issues we are getting? So how we are going to reprocess the complete real-time scenarios I'm going to handle in our GL import. In the same way, AR customers, how to do import AR customer data into our Fusion system. Okay, the same way we'll cover AR invoice everyday process. Whatever.
What is FBDI first?
This is complete file based data import. You know, if you want to import, for example, journal data as a Siemens system, okay, I want to import the same journal data into our Fusion system. Okay, then for as an inbound pattern, FBDI file based data import is coming to picture. Okay, whatever source system data is there, just we are pushing to our Oracle Fusion system. This is one of the new feature in our Oracle Fusion application, file based data import for a inbound patterns.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll see, you know, sales order everyday template overview. So whatever I covered here, GL import, AR customers and AR invoices, FBDIs are there. These are each other, you know, have different techniques. Okay, the reason I'm selected these three FBDI entities, the way you can cover all your FBDI process features and the reprocess techniques and what are the various errors. Okay, we'll see everything. And ADF desktop integrator and its features. This is one of the latest feature, which is ADF desktop integrator. Whatever errors are there, like DL import errors, AR invoice errors, the interface error tables are there. Those errors data we can correct by using ADF desktop integrated feature. This is kind of DAP publisher plugin. Just we are installing this plugin, and by using Excel we are able to access our business application data in Excel itself, and there itself we can manage everything. Okay, like here we have inbound patterns like Fusion applications and something third party systems. We are pushing the data into Fusion applications, like we have FBDIs are there, file based data import, and HDLs for SCM data loaders and automation of data loads. We have SOAP and REST web services. This is for automations, and this is for schedule based like that. And for minimal loading of the data from source systems to target systems, we are going to use ADF DI feature. For a high volume, a larger of data, we are going to use FBDIs. For employee related inbound patterns, we are going to use in HDLs. Okay. And for the outbound integration, nothing but whatever we are developing our OTBI reports outputs or BIP reports outputs are there. Okay, BIP publisher, OTBIs, and SOAP and REST web services. Okay, these outputs we are sending to, or placing your certain files to against third-party system FTP server locations by using your various reporting contents. And by using SOAP and REST web services, you can invoke your BIP publisher OTBI reports in order to get exact file to into third-party systems.
Okay, what is REST web service?
Sorry? Yeah. Repeat again.
Yeah, what is REST web service?
Yeah, that is we'll see.
Yeah, this one.
In the next slide, I'm going to cover this.
Okay.
Now, this is Oracle Integration Cloud content. Okay. In our OIC application, we'll see what are the web services and what are the REST APIs. So here web services and the REST API is nothing but, okay, whatever the business service are there. For example, AR invoices, AR, AR customers, journal imports, sales orders, like that. Whatever we do have, the all business services are provided in the form of web services and the REST APIs. By using this web service and the REST APIs, third-party systems does have a capability to invoke our web services and REST APIs in order to pump the data as a real-time process. Okay. In order to perform a real-time transactions, we are going to use web service and the REST APIs by using OIC application. Okay. Let's assume, for example, a Siemens system is creating one of the transaction, AR transaction. The AR transaction, when they are save their work in their Siemens system, immediately the same AR transaction has to be created in our Oracle system. There is a requirement. So how you are going to fulfill is nothing but OIC application does have a capability to connect our source system, and we are developing certain integrations by using these web services in order to create your invoices into our Fusion application by using web services and the REST APIs, and we are providing an endpoint URL to the source systems. And the source system does have a capability to invoke our endpoint URL by using certain credentials. The way whatever source system data is there, the data will pump to our OIC application by using middleware layer, which is OIC application. Okay, we'll see some of the PaaS application features, nothing but OIC. Whatever OIC is there, this is complete PaaS application features. PaaS application, we'll see what are Oracle is providing the complete features, we'll see, and how to call web service in our OIC application, and how to invoke REST APIs, and whatever file based FBDA import is there, right? Here I said FBDA process. So here, if the client doesn't have OIC feature, then the client is going to load the data, which is the manual process by using FBDA process, which is the manual. If the client does have, OIC application subscription, nothing but if the client does have n number of source system, obviously the client will take a subscription of OIC. Okay, at that moment, whatever file-based data import is there, the same file-based data import is completely automated by using OIC application. A complete automated feature. Okay, we are trying.
Vijay, small question.
Yep.
Let's say if a client has 5 third-party systems and all those third-party systems are dumping their data in one common database at the end of the day. So we can integrate that, right?
Yes, we can integrate. We do have that capability.
Okay.
Okay, it's based on their design, their architecture, and how they are sending the data in a specific file.
Okay.
We need to consider, different criteria in order to get the data. Whatever the source system. Based on their design, we need to, develop our OIC integrations. Okay, we'll see, everyday process integrations, and we'll see various error handlings. We do have, various error handlings in our integrations. Okay, we'll cover each and everything here because, for example, if you are working with a client and 10 resources are working on 10 integrations, so it's not possible to, maintain error handlings, with these 10 users, right? So in order to avoid, we are going to develop a common error framework, and this framework we are going to implement across the all integrations. The way, we are going to cover error handling, and we'll see the complete real-time integrations overview, nothing but whatever file-based integration is there, everyday process integration. I'm going to cover AR invoice everyday integration with, a complete end-to-end process. Almost the everyday process integration takes itself 10 days to complete, complete the process. The complete error handlings, how we are getting the real-time issues, and what are the various things we need to consider while processing the data, how we can handle, large volume of the data. Those things, we are going to cover the complete AR invoice integration. By using that integrations, I'm pretty sure you will get a confidence to work on your, your own integrations, and you will have a capability how to, get the design approach and what are the things you need to consider for a new integrations by using, AR invoice integrations, whatever I'm going to cover.
Yeah. Vijay, one more thing, Vijay, go back to the place. Let's say if you have to work on the web services API, what kind of is required? Yeah.
Your voice is something, breaking.
Yeah, I said what kind of skill set is required to this one? Is it like you need to have some kind of period extent on the Java services or anything else?
Still, I'm not clear your question.
Yeah. Let me type it. Yeah.
Hi. Hey Vijay, this is Ramesh. Do we need any specific specific Java or any server related things to
No,
integrate
no,
this
no. Yeah,
OIC?
no. No, we are not related any special kind of technology in order to work with web services in the REST APIs. Okay. Whatever I could see, all the guys are worked with the EVS technology, right? So we are
Yeah.
in the PLC calls. Almost we are going to use, DBaaS services here, complete again, creating the custom procedures and all here in order to process our data. By using everyday process, this web service and the REST APIs, whatever we have an experience with the e-business suite, that is more enough in order to digest these things.
Okay.
Okay.
Vijay, one more I have. If the client has selected a cloud private part, so if there is some customization happen, so who will deploy those things, Vijay? So
Again, we need to, client will take pass subscription.
okay.
Once you have the WebLogic server, with your own WebLogic server, whatever you are developed your area components, those area components you are going to deploy into your WebLogic server.
Okay, and server maintenance, everything will take care of by Oracle or?
Organization itself. Yep. Again, you will have the DBS and all.
Okay, thanks, Suresh.
Yep. And here, this is something related to, Oracle integration cloud services. Here we could see all XSDs, XMLs, and how XML, we could see what are the various XML features and how we can use these XMLs and JSON and, text files, how we can handle those things completely. I'm going to cover in a video process integrations. Anyway, when we're working with the web service in the REST APIs, there itself will cover, all the XMLs and the JSON features. Here XML JSON is nothing but very simple here. How the source system is sending the data into our Fusion applications, the formatting of the data. Some source systems may sending with the help of XML. Some source system, sending the data in the format of the JSON. JSON is a very powerful data format when we compare with an XML. That we will see in detail in our training sessions. Now, this is the extending of the Fusion application, nothing but the customizations. As of now, Oracle is provided, especially for the Fusion applications, customizations for very limited. Okay, like add the custom fields like DFF and modifying existing fields, something make field required, show or hide a field, change a field label, something reorder the fields, and something make field read only. Very minimal things we can do. And OTBA reports and mobile, nothing but you can, whatever you are develop your custom OTBA reports, those OTBA reports you can have an access in your one of the mobile apps also. And we can tailoring of your user interface, something we can change look and feel of your user interface, and we can change the page layouts, and we can create the new pages in your existing applications. Okay, and we can add the new buttons, and when you click on the button, what are the action you need to perform. These things we can perform by using our Fusion application, nothing but customizations. Again, these customizations we are working with page composers, application composer, and for this page composer and the application composer we need some coding techniques like expression language, Groovy code, some HDL, JavaScript, and web services. So web services we are going to cover in the part of OIC topics, whereas the Groovy code we require here. Groovy code is nothing but this Groovy code 90% related, we can correlate with our PL SQL coding. Okay, 90% the same as our PL SQL coding. Some terminologies are different when we're working with the Groovy code. Okay, by using application composer and with help of Groovy code, we can add the new buttons, and we can perform validation logics, and we can add some custom data validations in our applications. Okay, this is something related to customizations. And in our customizations we are going to cover modifying existing fields and applying the validations and standard pages, and we'll see the complete these customizations by in our sandbox changes and enabling DFF fields, and some we'll see Groovy script techniques. Okay, and here once we're done with the customizations and extensions, okay, we'll see what are the technical, we'll see some of the function setups related to the technical scope guys. For example, as a technical guys, we need at least 30 to 40% functional scope, right? We'll see how to get a customer access, supplier access, GL access, inventory access, and we'll see how the data securities are implemented. Those things we're going to cover. So while working with our the complete technical stacks, here we do have some of the challenges like SaaS applications. Okay, whatever we are taking in a subscription from Oracle, that is SaaS application, and this SaaS application doesn't support for DDL, DML, and TCL languages. Simply it support a select clause, and SaaS doesn't support any PL SQL. Simply it supports select clause, By using seller class, we are trying to develop complete our BAP reports. Okay, the reason we are going to use a with class, which is Oracle 12c futures, and we're using set operators, we are going to develop our BAP reports. Here there is no MOVAC feature, whereas in automobile system, data is restricted from application perspective with help of MOVAC feature, right? Multi-op access control. Here there is no features like that. It controls the data using security context. This is we are going to cover in our security and the roles concepts and all the topics. And here the deployment is very easy when we compare with our automobile application. For example, you are develop a BAP report in your automobile application. How we are going to deploy is nothing but as a manual, or we are taking help of third-party tools, or we are writing in a shell script. By using shell script, you are deploying our various components to various folders in our server, right? Like RDFs or SQLs going to respect to tops, or application related things goes to with help of LDTs we are trying to deploy. But here there is no shell script and nothing. There is no FND loads. Nothing is required for deployment. Simply we are archiving and unarchiving from source to target application. That's it. That's archive and archive. And some of the places Oracle is still working on as an enhancement request. For example, as a concurrent programs in our R12, when we register a concurrent program, simply we are downloading the concurrent program with help of FND loads, right? So we are getting an LDT file, just we are deploying LDT file to the target application. Whereas here concurrent programs are replaced with an ESS job. Okay, here ESS jobs are still Oracle is working as a for automation process. As a ESS job registration, we are going to create the same ESS job in our target system as a manual process. Still there is no automation process. Like that, we'd have some of the features which is a manual deployments. Other than everything is archived and unarchived. When you click on the archive, the complete set of files will be downloaded into our local machine in the format of zip file. Simply we are uploading that zip file to the target system. That's it. That is for deployment features in our SaaS application. Okay, this is all about technical stack, and almost
for update and delete, so we use with which clause means?
Yep.
Because it's not supporting DML activity, so in like database we have to update or delete. So in like technical, how we can do in this Fusion?
We are not updating. Sorry, can you repeat again?
Like in a database, we are updating or deleting of the record.
Yes.
So in like Fusion, how we can do if he is not supporting DML activity or like that?
You mean to say
DDLD
BAP
and
reports
SQL.
perspective? Report perspective, you mean to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, in report perspective, we are going to use only select statements only.
No, he's asking about application perspective, Vijay. So suppose
Application, we can perform anything.
you want to delete some records from the table, or I want to update some records from the backend. So if there is no DML or DDL
Yes.
commands
From
supporting.
backend, yeah, from backend there is no support. Whatever you want to perform delete operations, again we can perform in the application itself only. Even the application side also, we do have some end date facility only. Whereas in HRMS we do have effective start date, end date. Right? Here also we need to inactive all the records, or some of the places are providing features from application perspective.
Vijay, where can I check all these tables related OEM sales?
Everything is maintaining in our middleware component. In our architecture, in middleware component, we do have Oracle Web Center. Oracle Web Center contains one of the components.
Okay.
Here
So,
component, we can verify all your Oracle cloud related, guides and table related information, web services, REST APIs, and application guides. Everything we can get them.
it is maintained by the Oracle?
Yes, Oracle. Oracle Web Content, we can find everything.
Yeah, that's fine. where can we query and check all these tables, data?
In the internet, just we are connecting the SaaS application. Okay, the SaaS application we do have a Oracle will provide a capability to develop our VIP reports. Nothing, whatever Oracle Business Intelligent server is there, that server is integrated with our Fusion application. The browser
So,
itself, we are writing in the browser itself, we are writing our SQL statements.
okay, like there is no SQL developer
Yes,
or tool
exactly.
like
There
that.
is no SQL developer, there is no code, nothing. Everything we are handling in the browser itself only.
Thanks, Vijay.
Mr. Vijay, how about this form development in R12? We are developing forms, right?
Yes,
In
again, yeah,
Fusion, we have
yeah,
the ADF
yes,
form.
exactly. Again, if you remember this, our architecture at the last layer, we have database layer, right? Oracle Fusion middleware schemas.
Yeah.
That is going to, applicable for your custom ADF pages.
Okay.
Client does have a PaaS subscription. Okay, PaaS subscription nothing but application and the database is completely maintained by organization itself. So you will get in a WebLogic server. Once you develop your ADF developments, you are going to deploy your ADF components into your custom WebLogic server. And when you're done with these deployments, you are going to register your ADF page into your SaaS application.
Okay.
Okay.
So will you be covering this ADF even in
No.
our training?
Again, for ADF and the
ADF.
services, it will take around 50 to 60 hours.
Okay.
Again, that is separate work.
Vijay,
Yep.
now let's say the client is in Oracle release 12 and they are moving to Fusion. So will this training also be covering up like, let's say I'm having around 500 customizations, like 100 concurrent programs, which are like inbound and all, and some 200 XML reports, and
Yes.
let's say 100 custom workflows and all. So the training will also cover how do we migrate all these from our
Exactly.
release 12 to Fusion, right?
Yes, yes. I will cover what are the things we need to take care while working with on-premise, technical stack to our Fusion technical stack.
Okay.
Okay, the complete how we can replace the tables. For example, in our article reports, they are implemented PL SQL features, PL SQL packages. But when you come into the Fusion, here there is no PL SQL concepts. So how you are going to convert this PL SQL into the SQL?
Because
at what time we are going to ignore that reports. For example, let's assume your PL SQL package does have around 10,000 lines of code. It's not possible to convert into your Fusion site, right?
yes.
At that time, sometimes we may skip our reports. So whatever the report logic is there, we are trying to build a complete scratch development, those kind of reports. If it is minimal PL SQL code changes are there, that is we are trying to convert into our SQL.
Okay, because there are reports are different and interfaces are different. Like,
yes,
let's say
interfaces are very reports are, as my experience,
it is SQL.
reports are which is complex process when we migrate from on-premise systems to our Fusion application, whereas interfaces is same as your Autovel system only. Whichever
Because the interfaces, when I say interface, it might be something reading from a table, doing validation and pushing the data. For example,
yes,
if I am migrating the customers from one third-party system into the Fusion, I will populate the data in one custom table,
correct,
make some validation, then I will call all the TCA APIs.
correct.
So all those release 12 APIs will also be available in Fusion, or
Here
you
there
have
is
different way?
let me explain in detail here. Whatever you are saying, let's assume you are customers. Okay. So what we are doing in Autovel system, just you are inserting data into a staging table, perform the validations, whether the interface or the standard API are invoking, and the data will go to our standard tables, right?
Yes.
The same way here, whatever your customer is one of the business entity. So the business entity here, Oracle is providing an FBDA template for us, FBDA template, file-based data import. Simply, we are pushing the data into our Excel template, and this Excel template will take care everything while processing the data into our Fusion application. For example, if customer site does not exist, for example, let's assume the template will take care of a validation. We are
Yeah,
not.
but, so basically you will push the data into some XML template, Excel sheet template. But what if we have like 4 million customers? I mean, like let's say a client is having 4 million customers.
Obviously, you can go for voice, integrations.
Because huge volume, sometimes there is huge volume integration initially during the implementation.
Correct. For voice, when you develop an integration with a large volume of data, we need to check the data in our integrations. Whatever 4 millions of data is there, that 4 millions of data, we are segregating into the batches and trying to load the data.
Through the Excel sheets only, yeah?
Excel sheet, correct, exactly.
Vijay, if the customer doesn't have OAC subscription, then we need to break into the files, then we need to load up.
Yes, we need to break the files, the manual process.
Okay.
If the client does have OIC, then it's automated feature. Automated feature means Oracle is providing that feature how to check the data. Again, we need to develop our integration to read the as a batch process.
Then Vijay, here there is no interface table concepts, huh?
Nothing, yeah. For inbound pattern, there is no coding is not yet required here. Just we need to get how to reprocess each everyday business process. Reprocessing is not different when we compare with all the business entities.
Vijay,
Process and technical other questions, you can take it later.
Okay.
Vijay, thanks that you're on time to complete the demo, because we scheduled for 1 hour and you completed on time, and thanks for the excellent demo. And any other course related questions are there?
Will there be any access to the cloud environment?
Yeah, I think that we shown you in a slide. Yeah, we are providing 5 months access for both Fusion applications and OAC. And OAC will tell you how to register yourself, and for the trial version, you can do it on your own.
Okay, it will be dedicated access, right? Because someone develops some components and the next day it will get refreshed usually. If you have this.
No, our instance get refreshed on monthly basis.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a new tool which is Oracle has come out with. It's called Oracle Developer Cloud Service. Before now, it's called Oracle Visual Basic Studio, right? VBCS.
Yeah, we are not covering that, so hope you understand. Everything cannot be put into one course.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, even in some other institute, OAC is actually a separate course, and they're charging separately for that OAC. So Vijay knows both the things, so that's why I could able to bring Fusion Technical and OAC into one course itself with the same price. If Vijay don't know, then I have to put 2 faculties, then it will become 2 courses, and it will become 2 prices. But Vijay knows the both. That is the advantage, that we are for 25,000 we are giving both Fusion Technical and OAC. Okay, so from Monday onwards, you can use the same meeting ID to connect to the sessions. Same meeting ID, and Monday is the first class, and timing is same, 8 o'clock. Hope that is okay for all of you.
So is there any batch in the evening?
No, we are all